Standard deviation, defined by J. Zubair and Carlos Cruz. Standard deviation is a measure that is used to quantify the amount of variation of dispersion of a set data values. An example, Dick and Jane live in Topeka, Kansas. They have 5 grown children who all now live away from home. Tommy lives in Los Angeles, Tyler lives in Vegas, Tanya lives in El Paso, Ted lives in Chicago, and Tim lives in Columbus. Jane was wondering, on average, how far away her children live away from her and wanted to know the standard deviation of each of her children. Dick and Jane wanted to calculate the standard deviation of their children's proximity to home. Dick and Jane first wanted to know the average, the mean, distance of their children to home. They added the distances together and divided by the number of children. The total number of miles was 1,002.2 miles. On average, their children live 1,002.2 miles away from Topeka. Since they're math teachers, they call this the mean. It was Saturday night, and Dick felt playful. He asked Jane, "Since we know the average, the mean, distance, let's get crazy and see what the variance from the average is." They took the distance of each child and deducted from the mean. Now, Dick and Jane were drunk with mathematical excitement. They had to get to the average of the variance. To do this, they took the variance, squared it, and averaged it. The variance came out to be 132,827. Now the party started. They can now calculate the standard deviation. To get the standard deviation, they took the square root of the variance. The square root of 132,827 is 364.45. The standard deviation of their children's distance from home is 364.45 miles. Now, why did Dick and Jane calculate the standard deviation? To remind their children how far away they live and to give them guilt trips. We all have Dick and Jane's somewhere.